Display here from ThirstGym.com, and today we're talking about an exercise called the Swiss bar pin press versus bands. All right, for this exercise, what you're going to need are quite a few things, honestly. You're going to need a Swiss bar or a neutral grip based bar. You're also going to want a rack that you can set your pins up in to be able to form the pin press. You can adjust your pins where you need to. I'll talk about that here in a little bit. And you're also going to want a way you can set up your bands. So you want your bands doubled up, a la West Side. Ideally with band pegs, you can drag dumbbells over. You can loop them around your bench or your rack as well, however you have them set up, but you want them doubled so you got tension immediately from the pins. That's incredibly important. Once we've got all that set up, which you can see here, I'm then going to get underneath the bar, and then I'm going to put my hands here in my normal position for me, which is the medium ones, but you can adjust your handles as needed based upon your site. The bigger you are, probably the wider ones you're going to pick. If you're narrower, you're probably going to go with a closer one, but for most people, you're going to be in that middle one. That bar is going to be just off your chest based on where my pins are, but you can adjust as needed. Take a big breath, feet driven into the ground, push as hard as you can against the band tension, and then come back, let it come to a complete stop, and then press back up. You want to make sure that your wrists and your elbows are stacked the entire time. You don't want your elbows flared out. You're never going to be able to get that to leave the pins, and then push yourself into the bench. You'll do that. When you're done, then you just slide on out, and you're good to go. So this exercise works great in terms of improving your starting strength, especially off the chest or really wherever you put the pins, but most people are going to be close to the chest area, 1 to 3 inches off there. The neutral grip handle is going to also make it very triceps emphasis. So good thing is if your triceps are a weak point, doing this variation in particular against the bands off the pins, the Swiss bar is going to demolish your triceps and really build your bench press up. That's what you need to. Again, at starting strength, letting it come to a complete dead stop on the pins is vital. You don't want to unrack it from the J hook and then go down to the pin and back. The goal is to eliminate the stretch shortening cycle. Make this a concentric only variation. Now, when you do have to lower it in between reps, there is going to be some eccentric loading, but it's not intentionally eccentric loading. You can actually let that barbell just come down, let it come to a complete stop, and then repress. And because of that, that's what develops that starting strength off the pins, because you're eliminating that stretch shortening cycle and making it concentric only. The bands accommodate the strength curve, so as I'm going to press off the pins, that load is continuing to get heavier and heavier, which makes it, one, incredibly tricep demanding, but also makes sure that you are applying as much force as possible off these pins. So I really like this as a main movement for people in 1 to 3 reps, very heavy, because you want to work on that rate of force development off of the pins, but you still want to make it heavy and taxing. It's going to challenge the way that you want to mentally think, but also drive your triceps in there. And if you do waves of this, your bench press will very likely improve because of the demands that you're going to get. Now you can use it as a supplemental movement, which means that we're going to do it after our main bench press work, totally normal. You might keep your reps in that 3 to 5 rep range, but I really wouldn't go any heavier or higher than that on your reps, just because, again, we want to work on that starting strength off the pins. Again, you can adjust the pins where you need to based upon you and your leverages, but most people are going to be pretty close to that chest level. I recommend doing, for most people, double mini bands would be more than enough. If you happen to be benching well into the 400s, then you might be able to do like monster mini bands. But in more cases than not, minis or micro minis are going to be where you're at, so that you got a good quality adjustment of band tension throughout the range of motion. It's not hitting you stupid hard at the top, but also it's allowing you to have a gradual increase of load through the range of motion for the amount of load that you're lifting. So if you happen to have any questions, let me know in the comment section below. Thanks. Have a great day.